Hey guys. So I realized that I had not done a video yet with the eyeshadow palette Hasta La Costa Baby from the Flights of Fancy collection. And this is so pretty. And I mean, here we are moving on already to Dragon collections and Zodiac collections. And I hadn't even done this yet. So let's take a step back and do this bonus Saturday video and use that palette. But we're gonna do a full face tutorial today, and all I have applied so far is my Chapstick Total Hydration Coconut Lip Balm. That's all I've done. Yeah, so are you guys excited about these two new collections by Wet n Wild? I don't know what it is about Wet n Wild limited edition collections that just I go crazy over them every time they release something. I get so excited. I don't know what it is about that brand in particular. I think it's the themes that they use. I gotta uh, put on some primer here. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Face Primer. And you know, I have not had this primer that long, and it's already not available anymore. Things move so quickly in the makeup world that you don't even get to enjoy things before they move on to something else. I love the smell of this. If you see this on clearance or anything, anywhere, I really like this primer. And yeah, now they have, for the Wet n Wild Photo Focus primers, they have a matte and a dewy. And this one is just what came before those two. And I thought it was nice. But like I said, they're always coming out with new things. Yeah, this has the nicest smell. I don't recognize it as being any smell that I'm familiar with. But yeah, I love the way this smells. You know, I was just thinking that as far as that Zodiac collection goes, it releases on Tuesday, and I don't want to have to go crazy trying to find it at Walmart's when it comes out in stores, because it is going to be a Walmart exclusive. So to try to find a specific limited edition thing at in any individual store is difficult. And I have never been able to find special edition things at my local Walmart ever. So I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna order it on the Wet n Wild website when it gets released there on Tuesday. I have no idea what time on Tuesday it's going to be released. I know in the past a lot of people have, um, you know, been looking for a time from Wet n Wild, and they don't usually tell you. And then there's always the danger that something could sell out. I don't think so, though. I think Wet n Wild is getting better now about making plenty of products so that they don't run out, so that they have more sales. For a foundation, I'm going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer in the shade 00B Light. And when I first got this, the color wasn't quite right for me, but I'm a little bit darker now, which I know looking at me, I look so pasty white, but believe it or not, this is darker for me. So now I can actually use this. This is one of their like shade extensions that they had put out. I always shake up my foundation. It really does make a difference. And at the time when I got it, I was like, oh, this is not gonna work for me, but it works now. I'm going to use a Royal and Langnickel Complexion BMD 185 brush to apply that. These are available at Walmart, and Royal and Langnickel are really nice brushes. Before they started selling them at Walmart, the only place you could get them was at like trade shows like BeautyCon and you know, that type of thing. But now you can get them at Walmart, and they're really nice brushes. So I just put a little bit on the brush, and I like to do small sections at a time rather than dot it all over my face and then pray to God that I'm going to be able to blend it all out before it dries up. I just find it's much easier to just work in small sections, just to try to put as little as I can on the brush. I love that this comes in a pump. All the foundations now, the drugstore foundations, are starting to come out in pumps. Isn't that awesome? Something that I think most of us have wanted for a really long time. Of course, that ups the price for them. And that's why I think they didn't do it before. But I think they are realizing now that if people don't get what they want, they'll buy something from another brand if they don't make it available in their brand. Supply and demand. Yeah, I don't usually do Saturday videos, but I had I had a little bit of extra time, so I thought, why not? Because actually I was just gonna, do my makeup like I always do in the morning. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, I've never used this palette in a video once I had decided that I wanted to wear that palette today. Yeah, sometimes I feel like we don't spend enough time or make enough videos on any one given thing. That's why I did that Wet n Wild collection video about the Dragon collection with information about the Zodiac collection, and then I thought yesterday, yeah, there's still more things that people need to know. So it was like an extension video of the original one. Okay, as you can see, I finally got rid of that darn rash that I had there. Maybe I will just put a tiny bit, because I can still see a little bit of a red line there, but yeah, I think that was from that necklace that I had bought, which is a shame. So I'm using it now for like a decoration. I hung it on a nail on the wall, and I'm using it like a decoration now. Hey, why not, right? You can hang anything you want on your walls. Okay, so that covered up those little red lines. What's next? Concealer. LA Colors Conceal It, Cover and Correct Concealer in the shade Light. And this is getting kind of low, so I think I'm going to have to go looking for a backup soon, which is going to be a nightmare because usually the shade Light is always sold out in concealers in stores. So I'm just squeezing some up here. I just like to use my foundation brush to blend this in. I feel like it blends it in so much better than an actual concealer brush. And the next thing I'm going to use is Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent Extra Coverage. You might be wondering why I've been using this lately instead of that Maybelline powder that I was raving about. That powder is very heavy, and the coverage on it is great, and the color is nice and everything, but in the warm weather, I don't want something so heavy on my face because, I want my skin to be able to breathe. I like a lighter coverage in the summer. So that's what this is. So that's why I've switched over to this. I'm going to use an e.l.f. powder brush. I like to fluff up the bristles before I begin. So there's still some on the top of this thing here. So I'll just start with what's left there. Dust some of that on. Then what I like to do is tap some into the cap, just a little bit at a time, because if you put a lot in there all at once, then you're going to end up putting too much on the brush, too much on your face. Oh man, I love the smell of this stuff. It smells so nice, doesn't it? And it's been around forever. This is one of the only products that is still on the market that has actually been around my whole life. And that's saying something. Because if you're new, I am 57. Probably one of the oldest people on YouTube making beauty videos. I bet you there are less than a dozen other women my age on here. And their videos, the other people that are my age, are quite different than mine. I noticed that they do a lot of videos about anti-aging products and skincare and their hobbies, and yeah, so I don't know. To me, just because I'm 57, I don't want to do videos about being old or specializing in videos for older people. I want to appeal to more of a mass audience and everybody, rather than just try to draw in a specific crowd. I don't know. That's just what I like to do. Okay, I'm going to contour my face now using my Colormates Multi-Cream Stick in medium. And again, this color would be too dark the rest of the year, but right now it's perfect. So I like to start right about there and then just go up at an angle and stop before I get to the hairline. Because as I blend it outward and upward, it's going to move up to the hairline. See, so that's not too dark at all. And normally medium would be too dark. The other one that I used to use all the time, the Jordana Light, is a little too light now. But I will definitely resume using that when fall comes. For a blush today, I took out my Be Beautiful blush palette by Measurable Difference. I've found this at Burlington Coat Factory maybe a year ago, something like that, and I really like this. I feel like the quality of the blushes are good, and I love the color selection. So let's see now, which one was I going to use? This one. And for a brush, I'm going to use a MAC 130 brush. This does not look like a blush brush, I know, but I feel like I get better placement and it blends better with this type of brush. So I'm just going to put some of that on right above where I put that contour. I've got more on this side than I do on this side. Now, I don't like a really strong blush, so instead of adding more to the side that has less, instead, what I like to do, yeah, I prefer this side right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase sort of some of this, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go back to my powder and just put a little bit in the cap. And I'm just gonna lightly dust over that so that they match, because yeah, less is more for me when it comes to blush. I don't like a lot of blush. All right, we need a highlighter, and I forgot to take one out, so I'll be back in less than a second. Okay, for a highlighter, I'm going to use something, I haven't used this in so long, but it's so pretty. This is the Bare Minerals highlighter in Clear Radiance, and I wrote that on there. That didn't come like that. Yeah, I don't even know if they still make this, but it's so pretty. So let's use that. I'm going to use my new highlighter brush from the Dragon collection, the Fire Dragon versus Ice Dragon collection that I've been talking about so much lately. Okay, so I'm just going to put some on the brush and then dust it off the excess in the cover, and then tap off the excess. Actually, let me dust that a little bit more. You know what I noticed about highlighter is, you know, it looks pretty and everything after you do it. You go outside in the sun, or you get in the car to go somewhere, and the sun is shining in the car, and your highlighter looks like so intense, and it's like, ooh, that's a little bit too much. Yeah, so I don't know if they make this anymore. Sorry if they don't, but that doesn't look crazy at all. But out in the sun it might. Okay, I'm going to prime my eyes with MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild shader brush. Put some of that all over the entire eye area. Alright, let's dig into this palette. Hasta La Costa, baby. What I have been doing lately with these Wet n Wild palettes, the newer ones that they include a transition shade, is I take a fluffy brush like this Wet n Wild blending brush, and I start with the transition shade. So I'm just going to put some of that on my brush and put that right in that area that would go between the crease and the brow bone highlight. I used to always start with the brow bone highlight shade. Alright, now let's go to the brow bone shade, which is this pale gold color. I don't know if I have even used this palette yet, to be honest with you. I might have used it on a day that I didn't film. I I don't really remember. I'm constantly buying so much new makeup. Oh, I'm glad I thought of that. Aside from these two Wet n Wild collections, I'm not getting anything else new. I know I originally did the No Buy July thing, and then Wet n Wild came out with these collections, and I can't resist, but other than that, I won't be getting anything new. Maybe that's what I should do. Like every month, pick two new collections to buy from, or get a few shades from the permanent line, but you know, like set like a limit of what I'm getting and from what. Because just to buy nothing at all is almost impossible when you love makeup as much as I do. I'm just doing the inner corners now. Okay. All right, let's do some of that beautiful teal on the lids. And by the way, I used an e.l.f. contour brush to apply that last shade. I have multiples of these because I feel like they come in handy for a lot of things. So I'm going to take a clean one now, and I'm going to use that to apply my lid shade. I know this is not a typical lid brush, but I like this brush sometimes to apply my lid shade. Okay, so we're just going to put that all over the lid. Oh, that is such a pretty color. Wow, is that pigmented? Yeah, I don't think I've used this yet. And I can't believe it because these are colors that I'm definitely drawn to. Okay, now we are going to switch to this purple shade for the crease. This is a Rite Aid Renewal brush, and I would imagine they still sell these brushes, but I love this brush for crease work. Okay, so I'm going to start in the outside corner and do small circles moving inward. Just keep going back in and doing a little bit at a time. Okay, now I'm going to take some and go on the outer part of the lid, right over that aqua shade. Wow, that aqua shade is so dark that the purple is having a hard time blending on top of it. Okay, now I'm going to switch to a Zoeva small pencil brush, and I'm going to take some of that purple and drag it right along the lower lash line. Okay, I'm going to switch back to this brush. Just add a little bit more of that purple. Okay, so I just did the other eye off camera to save time. I kind of like the shape of this one better than this. So I'm just going to take a Q-tip and then wipe away the excess so that the shape matches this one. Just like that. Okay, now I am going to take LA Colors Jumbo Eye Pencil and Sunglasses, which is just a black, and put that on. It's not really my waterline so much as like right above where I put the eyeshadow. And I'm not pulling down the skin, I'm just kind of resting my hand there. Okay, now I'm going to do the tight line, or sometimes known as the upper waterline. And I'm going to curl my lashes. This is a Shiseido eyelash curler. They have these right at the checkout at Ulta. Makes my eyes water. I do like the shape of my lashes though a lot better by doing this. Colormates Volumizing Mascara. Ooh, matches my shirt. And I'm going to dip back in and do a little bit more off camera. And I definitely need brows. This is an e.l.f. Beautifully Bare brow brush and spoolie. I love this. This is the LA Colors matte eyeshadow palette in Matterific. And I've just about hit pan on this shade right here for my brows. This is the perfect shade and texture of it. It's an eyeshadow palette, but I like it for my brows, so I'll do one on camera. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a backup of this too, because I really love this for my brows. And this brush is so nice. e.l.f. does have nice brushes. I like a lot of different brands for brushes, but one thing they all seem to have in common is Well, not all of them, but most of them are affordable. I do have some MAC brushes, but I tend to reach for my less expensive brushes more often, I would say. Okay, let's do the other one off camera. Just a little tip when you're picking out brow powder. I mean, look at the color there, right? And then look at my brows. It's always going to go on quite a bit darker than what it appears because it's mixing with your natural brow hairs. Okay, so for lips today, I'm going to use this Maybelline lip liner in number 15 pink. They don't sell this line anymore. They have a brand new line of lip liners. I believe it's the Color Sensational Shaping line. I don't have any of those yet. If any of you have tried them, let me know if you like them, because they have a great color range and it just got extended. They just released a whole bunch of new shades in unique colors that would be very difficult to find in a lip liner line. So yeah, I really want to try that lip liner range. I'm just gonna line my lips with this. So this is just from the old line, the pink. And I'm not gonna fill them in because I just wanted a little bit of definition. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Nocturnal Rose number 700, and this is the powder matte line. They have so many lines of lipsticks it's hard to keep track of, but this is a really, really pretty pink. I like the color, I like the tone, I like the depth of the color. I like the formula on these. They don't come in a lot of colors, but never hear anybody talk about these lipsticks, and they're really nice. They're not drying. They're matte lipsticks, but they're not drying. Okay. What is missing? What step did I skip? Bronzer. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in light bronzer. See all that pan that I hit there? And I'm going to use the new Wet n Wild bronzer brush from the Fire Dragon vs. Ice Dragon collection. And I'm just going to go around the perimeter of my face. Right under the chin. And that, my friends, is a very, very colorful look. I think I'm gonna take another Q-tip. Just go along here. I see where it got dragged down just a little bit there. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.